Hey Otters, I'm back. I time traveled 2 years into the future, so I'm wearing a different dress in a second you're gonna see. I'm no longer 41 years old, I'm actually 43 years old now. So let's see how this goes. Sorry I can't be here today. I did want to show you a third strategy for collecting, brainstorming, gathering ideas about your identity, about who you are, about the stories that you have to share with the world about yourself from your life. This third one is called a blueprint map, right? Or mapping to generate ideas. And the idea is to think of a place that you have either a lot of stories from or a lot of memories within. It could be a childhood home. It could be a home that you live in now. Maybe it is your neighborhood, right? Maybe you ride bikes around the neighborhood or skateboard or something with friends and neighbors, and you have a lot of stories from what you do in the neighborhood. So when I was thinking about collecting information about who I am, I've lived in two houses about the same amount of time in my life. My childhood home I lived in for about almost 20 years, and then my current home I've lived in for 16 years. So I thought I would reflect back on my childhood. So a blueprint is just the outline of a house. It's nothing fancy. It's kind of like, in theory, what an architect would use to model a house. So I'm in the collecting stage of the writing process, so I'm going to label this page collecting. I'm going to draw a box around it so that I know that that's the stage of the writing process that I'm in. And I want to title this page Identity Blueprint. And one thing I really want to point out is the purpose of this collecting isn't to spend a ton of time drawing the house. It's really trying to dig into what are all of the details and memories that are kind of tucked inside of this house, these stories that make you who you are. So my family house was, I don't know, I'm really bad at drawing it to scale. Again, doesn't matter. Let it go, Mrs. Owens. I grew up on a street called Poinsettia, and one of the things that really stood out to me as in my childhood, was my dad's cars. They were always parked in the front of our house, and he had my whole entire childhood. He actually just sold it. He had a VW bus, and I have so many memories from in this bus. We would drive it all the way up to Mammoth and back oftentimes. We drove it, I think, to Utah one time, and it was old. It didn't have air conditioning, but my dad would tell bad dad jokes in it. Like, we would complain driving through the desert, the Mojave Desert. We'd be like, Dad, we don't have air conditioning. And he'd say, we have air conditioning. And he'd roll down the window, right? Or I remember the time I thought I was gonna die driving to Big Bear in the middle of the night when a blizzard hit and we didn't have chains on our car. Those are some little stories from my childhood, just connected to that car. Then when I think about other spots in my house, I think of, okay, there's the kitchen here. And this is the dining room. This is just kind of hallway stuff. And this is a bathroom. This was my room. This back here, this space is kind of like the living room or the family room. Family room. And then my sister's room was kind of over here. I still call her Chrissy. Her name is Kristen. She's my older sister. And then my dad actually helped build the second story of my house. So my dad and mom's bedroom was upstairs. And so, yeah, mom and dad room. And their bathroom was up here. Again, not a fancy drawing. Now my goal is to think like, okay, what are the stories from in here? What are the things that helps make me me? One thing, I was so lucky, I lived next door to my best friend. So this was Chelsea's house over here. Chelsea's house. And so we could see each other through the window in my house. So we would use walkie-talkies to talk to each other sometimes. I remember, oh gosh, the time I was dancing in my bedroom, and it was very embarrassing. She saw me and saw the whole entire thing, and I did not intend for anyone to be able to see it. Gosh, other stories, you guys. One time, my sister cut my hair. I don't know why I let her. It was bad. It was a bad haircut. So I still remember the time Chrissy cut my hair, right? Disaster haircut. And what are the other little things in your house that make you guys you, right? Does your family have like a certain poster or a certain you know, like saying on the wall? Is there certain music playing somewhere, right? In my sister's room, there was always punk rock music playing. And so that was kind of like a big part of our childhood, was that music playing in the background. My stepsister's art was all over our house, and that became very special to me because she passed away at a young age, right? So Heather's art was on the walls. That was a big part of our family. On walls. Oh my gosh, I had this secret cubby where the roller skates were. It was so fun. And then in the summertime, I would roller skate to the beach with my friends. It was a lot of fun. So there was this secret little like closet where my roller skates were. And I would spend hours going all the way to the beach. It was so great. So that's just a little bit about me. I would want to add as many details to this as I can. So again, you guys are going to choose a place where you can think of, there's a lot of details of who you are there, okay? And again, not so much about the map as much as it is these extra details that really have these little stories of who you are and why you are the person that you are, all right? So you are going to label your page collecting, identity blueprint map. You are going to pause this video and you are going to start your collecting. Next week, I'm going to be checking, or I guess it's next class. It will be on Friday. I'm going to be checking that you did at least 2 types of collecting, right? So, and thoroughly, right? So your identity map, the kind of bubble thinking map one, the I am not list, and then also this identity blueprint map of a place from where you're from. Okay, happy collecting. I can't wait to see your thoughts when I come back.